Hey y'all, and welcome to Watch Cheryl Scrap with Project Mouse for the 8th Project Mouse anniversary. Can't believe it's been 8 years, but tonight is the first session of 3. It's Friday, March 19th, and we'll have 2 more tomorrow at, oh gosh, I forget every time. I think it's 10 a.m. Eastern and
4
p.m. Eastern.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay, so a couple of people were talking because there's so many of the fun challenges over at the Lily Pad. In case you haven't been over there yet to join in all the fun, one of them is to create like a shadow box layout. And at the Lily Pad during our month of challenges in January, we had a fun challenge for that, and there were some incredible layouts, and you can look in the thread at the forum that show the Project Mouse layouts made with it, and it's just so cool. But somebody was going through the PDF of instructions today and was having a little difficulty. I have a set of templates that has like a star, a flower, I think a hexagon, and a circle. But I'm going to show you real quick how you can make a Mickey Mouse head. And after I go through the instructions, then I'll go ahead and pop this up as a freebie. Okay.
I just put the link to the challenge in the chat, so
awesome.
Everyone knows what challenge we're talking about.
All right. So basically, all I did was I went and searched for Mickey Mouse head outline on Google, and I want to center it on my page. So I'm just going to select both layers and choose vertical and horizontal, so that'll get me right in the center. And these have kind of fuzzy edges, so I'm just going to go ahead and just use this as my guide, but use shapes to get a crisp image here. So, oops, get the right layer. All right, and I went through that kind of fast there. So I will go through it again. I went to custom shapes, and then I chose just the circle. And then, let's see, then we'll make another circle, and then I'm going to flatten it. No, I didn't want to do that. Thank you. Okay, make sure you rasterize that before you try to build another shape on top of it. Okay. I think that's about, let's see if that's good enough. Pull it back out a little bit. Okay, that's not perfect, but it's close enough. You get the idea. It's Mickey head. And if you want to duplicate the one shape, you can just click Alt and click on the image and drag, and that will duplicate your layer for you. Okay, and let's just make sure those are at the top. Go ahead and rasterize both these layers, and we'll merge all these together. And then I can delete this. Okay, so now we want to have increasing layers of cutouts so that you can tuck things into this. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this a little bit. I'm going to duplicate my background paper. And this is the biggest one. So that will be, Lord, can't remember now.
This is fascinating.
I'm just
Fascinating.
thrilled watching.
I love it.
I mean, are you like, it's fascinating because you would have done it a totally different way? Because that's what I find when
No,
I
it's
talk to
just,
designers.
no,
They're
not at all.
like,
I
okay,
just can't wait to see how you're gonna, like, I'm just like, ooh, because I don't know, it's fun.
But it
okay,
is interesting to see different techniques about how everybody does each step too.
yeah. So let's say we want 5 layers. We'll go there. All right, and I'm going to duplicate this 4 times because the background layer will just be plain background. It won't be a cutout. All right, and then what I'll do is I'll decrease the size of each Mickey head by, let's say, 90%. And then the next one will be 80%. And then the next one will be,
And they are changing shapes. You just can't see them because they're all the same color. So
yeah, they are. Sorry.
Yep.
All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull these down above each paper layer. And the easiest way that I find to do it is to just press Control and click on the layer thumbnail. And it is selecting this particular one. Let's go back down here. There we go. Why? All right. And then once we've got it selected, we're just going to press delete. And you can see it in the layers palette over here. In fact, let me just go ahead and hide these for a second so you can see that it is cut out. We've got to cut out there. And we'll see it more when I start adding the shadows in. Okay, and so I'm going to keep repeating that process for every one. I want to turn off the selection. So between each time that I'm doing this, I'm pressing Control D, which releases that selection. And then I go to the next one, go to my background paper after I've made my selection, click delete. And then I'll release it, Control D, Control click on the layer thumbnail, delete.
Cheryl, somebody asked what program you're using. You use Photoshop CC, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, yeah.
And you should be able to do similar selections and deletions in Photoshop Elements. It's been a while since I've played with the more recent versions of Photoshop Elements. So unfortunately, I don't have a way to show you that. I don't have it on my computer anymore. It was such an old piece of software, but I don't have the newest one. So
yeah, somebody's saying that Elements does work very similarly. So
okay, good. All right. And so this is
you're
my
just
last
basically
Mickey.
using the shapes to cut the paper below, like a little side cut.
Right. So I've selected that Mickey head. I'm going to choose the paper, press delete, and then we're good to go. And then we can delete all these shapes. So we don't need them anymore. Now don't panic. It doesn't look like anything is there because there's no shadows.
And they're all
so
white.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add shadows, and I use my own Fiddle-Dee-Dee Designs shadow sets, which you can use the one that comes with your program, or you can use your favorite set. But let's go for maybe a large flower. That'll give you a good. And I'm gonna reverse these. All right. Now it still kind of looks funny. So let's work on some custom shadows, which is the best way you'll be able to do this. I do have a tutorial on YouTube about making custom shadows in Photoshop Elements. And I will link to that in the challenge thread. I'll edit the original post to add it in case anybody needs to know how to do that. But in CC, it's really easy. All you do is click on the FX to the right of the layers panel description and right click, and you'll get a couple of options here, a couple of boxes of options. The bottom one is the one you're going to pick, and you're going to choose create layer, and you're going to do that for each one. And from here, there are a couple of different ways that you can warp these shadows. I prefer to just click on the bounding box of the shadow and then go into the warp tool, and then I'll just pull in. So maybe I want it.
Master. We're also quiet because we're just staring at what you're doing.
Okay. All right. So let's just say that's where I'm going to stick it right there. And what may happen is once you make the custom shadow, when you're actually building your layout, you may find that you don't put any layered element under this layer. And so you don't need that big of a shadow underneath there. But that will just, you'll just have to see how you do. But I like at least starting out with something. So each one, I'm just going to come in and make a little
tug and pull, tug and pull.
Yeah. And then
I'm trying to put the link to that video in the chat for everybody. Is it the make shadows on separate layers video?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes. That's it. We'll make this third layer be pretty big here, in case we have a lot of stuff we want to add there. And then the last one. Get some of these going here. So you can see how it just all of a sudden gives you all this dimension, and you can tuck all kinds of stuff under there. And just because Britt has already shared these photos we're going to scrap tonight, I'm going to drag these over and just show you how you can quickly pop them in. I'm going to add a little photo edge on these. So you can tuck them in here.
Oh, those pictures are so adorable.
Right. I can't stand it. It's this one right here that gets me.
Yeah.
Look at those pigtails. Oh.
I know. Pigtails in flight.
Okay, so right now I have them underneath the top background paper, but maybe I want to pull some of these down into another layer. Maybe I want them to go all the way.
Yeah, so they're going through different layers.
Yeah, so I'll put this one here, and then this one's underneath it. So it just kind of gives you you can tuck titles and elements and all kinds of things. So, okay, well, I'm going to save this, and then I'll have it free to download tonight.
Britt, all I can think about when I see Phoenix's face is, Mom, can I come in?
I know, right? Oh, my God.
If anybody heard Britt on her Insta stories yesterday, Phoenix really wanted to come in to talk to Mom.
In the middle of my Instagram live, she's like, knock, 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 Mom, can I come in? I was like, no. Why?
Okay, so one of these is a cousin, is that right? Or all three?
Nope, those are all three mine.
Sisters.
Oh my gosh.
Those are all Britt's kids.
Those are all mine.
I can't believe she's gotten that big.
I know, she just turned 10 2 days ago.
Oh my goodness, Britt.
Double digits.
10,
These are the
I know.
that we use for inspiration for the latest collection too.
Yep, they are.
Britt gave me these pictures. This was
so. Do you want to do teacup or white rabbit door?
I don't care. It's up to you. I just had them all. They were all kind of taken at the same little moment. Like we from one thing to another, so I threw them all together. But
Okay, I'm gonna take, I'm gonna hide the teacups for right now because I can't with the door and her turning around like that.
picked up
Right,
her
so-
face in that cheesy smile. What
Right.
is even like? What are they even doing in that picture?
Okay, so what we're doing tonight, if you haven't been to a Project Mouse live session, is that I will be scrapping for 10 minutes and then Britt will scrap for 10 minutes. This is like nothing earth shattering other than the fact that our normal go-to scrapping styles are like polar opposites. So I think Britt probably has more of a challenge than I do.
Well, because you're the leader here, so you know what, I can scrap with like tons of stuff, and I think I used to actually, but it's just So anyway,
Time,
I love
right?
it. I
Which
still
is,
love it. So it's fun to do. So
well, and that's what Project Mouse is all about, is something that you can print out or use digitally that's quick to use, and you can document your memories quickly. So you're not, I mean, if you have 3 young girls, goodness, I don't know how you get anything done at all, but
when you come home from a trip and you have 800 photos, you can
right.
scrap them quick, right? So and we want to remember everything. So that was like always our thing from the beginning of Project Mouse, was we want to remember it all. So we want stuff to scrap everything with. So. All right, so are we starting the timer?
Okay, yep.
Yes, I'm just
I got
gonna,
time.
all right, I'm gonna just grab over. I'm using AC/DC tonight. I've just gotten, is it okay if I show off the artsy pack?
Oh yeah, go ahead and do that.
Okay, all right. So we're using Project Mouse Pop. And then there's the pins that y'all will get tonight. Okay.
Yep, and the pins match. The pins match the new Pop collection.
Mm-hmm.
So cute. I can't stand it. Okay, so I will be looking through these supplies on my second screen, so that's why you won't be seeing those, but you'll see things magically appear on my canvas over here. So let's get started with I just can't stand
set your
that.
timer, Krista.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
You got it?
Mm-hmm.
You're so fast. I'm like, how many rounds are we going to take? Probably 2.
Okay, and just because
yeah,
I really like, they're so cute. No. There we go. I've just selected it with the rectangular marquee tool, and I'm just pressing Control J to duplicate. And I want to move this over here. It's so cute. All right, so I want to highlight that little photo because it's so cute. I'm going to use this Best Day Ever card, but I'm not going to use it. Like,
oh, that's so clever.
So
right?
cute.
So,
A photo mat?
yep.
I honestly almost put it in without the words as well. Krista and I have to like stop ourselves because we want to ask for like every card in every way, in every format, with every, like, it's hard. Like, what, you need 3 colors? You want 3 colors of this card? Okay. Like, we have to force ourselves to like not make every kit have like 500 cards in it.
Yeah. Sometimes we do it. Like if I text you and I'm like, okay, this has to be a second color.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll say, okay, I love this card, but I need it in yellow. I'm like, okay.
All right. Oh,
the perk of being the designer. You get to make it whatever you want.
all All right.
This is probably my absolute favorite paper in the collection. Britt, I love that paper. I saw it and I
Fun.
just
It
saved it forever.
has
Okay,
like
and
little hidden Mickeys in it.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it, but I see them now.
Like the white part is the Mickey.
Yeah.
Like the negative
I'm gonna
space
bring it
is
back
like
in. Yeah,
kind of. It's not really, but kind of.
kind of. And just so you know how I made that cut, I again used the rectangular marquee tool, made my selection, and pressed Control J. Okay, so we have this nice pattern paper mat here. Just gonna leave that up there because I think I'm gonna make I mean, how can you not have all the feels about this photo right here?
I swear 90% of the pages that I've seen so far have that word snip on it.
I love that word snip, and I used it on my sample, so obviously it's a good one.
Honest to goodness magic. Okay.
It's so fun to watch you scrap my photos. So I'd be like, I'll just send them all to you.
Some people do that. It is.
I wouldn't do it with just anyone though. I'm pretty picky, but this I could easily send them to you and be like, know that whatever I was getting back would be perfect.
Yes. I have done. I have a custom scrapbook client, and she keeps me pretty busy. But yeah, it's hard sometimes. I just have to forget that I'm scrapping for someone else, and just go with it. Okay, I think I want that not so thick there.
Okay, we're at about 5 minutes right now.
She's gonna be done. No.
Right?
Well, I would be. See, this is where
I was gonna say Cheryl could keep going and keep going.
Yes.
Maybe I should have started because this is like where I would stop. I say that and then I watch her do all of her magic and I'm like, oh, see, that's why you don't stop.
Yeah.
That's why you keep going.
Oh, I can't help it. I mean, the kit is so fabulous, and these photos just have got me so inspired. Plus, I haven't scrapped in a couple of days, so that makes me feel all like, yay. Let's add this little color over here.
Yeah, Britt.
Some of my favorite flowers that you've ever done. I love them so much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they're so cute. It's the little felt one, especially. It's so cute. I should have said that before. I mean, I love the rainbow one. Like, I can't not use that rainbow one. It's so cute.
I actually made that one and thought of you because I'm like, I don't know why. You usually do like the gradient kind of things.
I do. I love a good gradient.
That bow is like perfection for this page.
It is.
With all their bows.
Yes. Now, do they sit nicely for you while you do that?
While I do their hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, because people always ask me this, and I always have to laugh because they've been having hairdos every day their whole entire life. So, like,
you're like,
they're just used to it. No, like, it's not new. Like, if it was new and they were like, you want me to do what? Then maybe they would fight me on it or like wiggle. But they will wiggle if I don't have like a show on in front of them, or like if one of their sisters isn't sitting in front of them talking to them or something. Like, they have to be distracted, that's for sure.
Okay, I don't like that remember up there, but it's okay. Let me bring this down over here. some more over here.
It's always a little stressful when you're at Disney to get hairdos done. I always feel like the morning, like you have to get up so early to get all
Yeah.
cute. Because we like to be there right when it opens, so mornings, like hairdos at Disney are another ball game. They're not hairdos at home. And they have to be like secure and like really well done so that they'll stay in all day.
You do amazing hair for Disney too. Okay, Erica asked, Cheryl, I really want your photo edge style. You have a set of styles in your shop, don't you?
Yes, yeah. I'll pop it in there. Am I at 10 minutes yet?
1 more minute.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save it and then let Britt, because I've got to get it in the.
It takes a little bit of time to transfer.
Yeah. Come up to my Dropbox.
So people in the chat group are talking about if they've done trips to Disney since the whole pandemic, and people are just kind of chatting about that a little bit.
Yeah,
If
we
I
haven't
have,
gone.
No.
Just if anybody
In general.
else in general has.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, my husband's boss at work has, and I think they went twice.
Oh, wow.
But we're in Florida, so
So it's
people
easier.
are. Yeah, the weather's, I guess, a little better. And okay, I was coming to look for my shadow styles. This is what happens when you hit 50. You're like, I have to talk to myself.
Oh, somebody posted the shadow styles just now.
I'm sorry, you already posted them?
Oh, Kat did. Okay. Yep.
Kat posted the shadows. Yep.
Thank you, dear.
Was she asking specifically about the photo edge? Is that what she was
That's
asking?
in the shadow style set.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. That's in there. And it's crazy. I just have fallen in love with having that on every one of my pages. And when I look back at older pages, I'm like, oh, I should have had a photo edge. And I'm sure in another 5 years, I'll be going, what was me in that photo edge?
Why did I put it on everything?
Olivia and I were talking about some of my older paper pages and how I would go through I had those little color box chalk inks, and I had the edges distressed and, around the photo.
I remember doing.
Okay, I have the page on my side now, so we can.
Awesome.
I'll switch to my screen if you want me to.
All right, hang on, let me get back over here.
All right, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. You're good.
It uploaded. So.
There you go. All right.
Can we see me?
We can.
I do.
Hey. Oh my goodness, it's so cute up close. Give me a moment while I just look around.
Let's challenge Britt.
I know, it's so cute. All right. Okay. Keep going. What were you saying?
Timer set.
Oh, good. See, I would have forgot again.
Yeah, they were good pages, but it was just a little bit excessive, and you would think I would learn from these experiences, but if I love it, I'm going to use it, and we'll just keep moving on. But it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is Olivia here? I think she said she was.
I think I saw her.
Okay.
Is Olivia scrap? Is she scrapping?
Yep, she's Livy Bug, right?
Yep. She actually took time off when she was in college, and she started scrapping again. Yay for me! It's so fun to share it with somebody. And
Yeah.
So,
I feel like I needed a little pop on the back there.
Yeah, that was a good
yes.
addition.
But that's just I like a lot of black and white.
Oh, I do too.
That is not a surprise here. Okay, I'm gonna switch to artsy and grab some artsy stuff.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
My computer is going slow. I think it's because I'm just trying to share. I don't know.
Yeah, it will kind of lag a little bit.
On
Okay.
Dropbox.
Kat just said, Fonetta, you are 50? That's crazy. I didn't know Cheryl was 50 either. Y'all look so young. You are my
I didn't know Finetta was
favorite
50.
person.
Yeah, Finetta just had a birthday, right? Finetta, it was like last week.
Oh,
Happy birthday to you. Okay, that's it for that. But happy birthday, seriously.
We all know that Cheryl
Trish,
has to sing.
you are not. Trish is going to be 52.
Wow.
No.
wow.
Jan, how old are you? I thought you were like my age. You are
Fun
not
game.
61.
This is a fun game we're playing right now.
Jan says she's 61. She does not look it.
No, I didn't
Holy
know
cow.
that either.
Danica, it's her birthday today. I did wish her happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
She's 49. She's holding on. She's holding on.
Britt, you love those rainbows. I've seen you use those a couple
Oh,
times. It makes me
I
so
know.
happy.
They're on like every ad, every page. I use them. It's true. It's true.
It makes me happy.
You called me out. They're so cute. Obsessed.
How did I miss those in the artsy set? I must have just zipped right past them.
Isn't that funny? I do that all the time where I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Or like, I didn't see that.
Well, there's a big one, and then I saw Britt kept like using them as like sprinkles kind of down your page. So
Yeah.
I made them like that because I saw her. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I love it.
Do you like this bow right here? I feel like it needs to move or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dismantle what you've done, Cheryl. That's not part of this game, is it?
Okay, Meg at Travel Scrap Sleep Repeat says her birthday was on the 12th, and then the ominous statement, we are all hitting our second lockdown birthdays now.
Yeah, that is
Crazy.
crazy.
Scarlett had her second lockdown birthday. Her birthday marked the first day that like school was canceled and all that stuff. And so
Yeah.
I cannot believe we celebrated her second lockdown birthday. Poor thing.
That's
Sophie's
just
Poor
nuts.
thing. It's one thing to celebrate an adult birthday in lockdown, but poor
Yeah.
10-year-old doesn't need two of them. Come on.
Well, Sophie had her 18th birthday, and she's like, I was looking forward to like doing something 18-year-olds can do.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's 18?
Yeah, well, she's gonna be 19.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew that. I knew that. She's away at college even.
I knew you were
So-
going to use that over there. The little
Any
doilies. There it is. I love it.
So if you look back at our original like Project Mouse little promo, and it had a picture of Britt and Scarlett. Scarlett was a baby, and Sophie and Gabe, and they were so little. And to think that that's when we started, and here we are. Sophie is gonna be 19, and I mean, 8 years is a long time ago. She was 11 or 10 in that picture. Then she was Scarlett's
Yeah,
age.
see, so she was Scarlett's age now.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a lot of time has passed, and
A lot of time has passed.
It was like people would watch Olivia grow up and they'd be like, are you kidding me? What?
yeah.
I know. I think I told you that the last time we did this. I was like, no.
Yeah.
No. She's that little tiny girl you scrapbooked about when we first started this whole game.
Right. So, but talking about the quarantine, people having closures in different states and all of that. The one thing that we've all had through this is scrapbooking. And even though I have gone through myself, and I'm sure it's happened to y'all too, where you just couldn't scrap. The world is crazy. And so you feel like I have no creativity to
Yep.
make anything.
Mhm.
But the fact that, it's still there is,
Oh, I like that guy.
You can come you can come back to it when you feel like you're ready. And
Right.
like I've had a really hard time in the beginning scrapping anything Disney because it made my heart hurt. Like
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
I didn't love it. It didn't make me happy. It made me I just took that shadow off. It made me sad. And
Yeah.
now I told Josh, my husband, I can kind of do it, but I have to really push through. Like it makes me, I don't know, it makes me sad.
Well, and it was so cathartic to do our goodbye or the see you real soon collection.
Yeah.
That was so cathartic just to be like, I mean, because we were saying it to 2020, but then it was also awesome for Disney. But, you know.
Yeah.
Yes. Because we were like, goodbye, 2020. Good
Yeah.
riddance.
Renee just said, and Kat mentioned above her, she's like, sometimes my husband fills me with rum when she battles, it's a pandemic drinking thing, and I'm never one to drink. Now I'm practically Jack Sparrow, only on the hard days though. And then Renee said she scrapped a lot of vintage photos this last year, and it kept her sane. Also remembering good times was good for her mental health.
Scrap therapy.
I'm sorry?
What was that?
I said scrap therapy.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So my templates this week, because I had been going through my photos, because everything goes into Google Photos from my Pixel phone, and I have to spend time getting them onto my computer so they can be backed up elsewhere as well, multiple backup thing. And I was looking through all the pictures, and I was like, there were some really hard times for our family last year, but there were some really amazing times too. And
Yeah, there was.
Going through those photos really helped me realize that. And so if you haven't been through your photos, even if it was a hard time, like we had a death in our family, and then, I had some issues with my health, and if you can look at those and then move beyond to the happy thing that happened, because there is one tiny little moment in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even this trip that we're scrapping now, this was our trip. This was March 5th, 2020. So this was the week before the world exploded. We were there, and it was like when we were there was like kind of whispers about COVID. Like you'd heard about it, like kind of, but it wasn't like, I don't know. It just wasn't it wasn't like a huge thing. And then as soon as we got home, everything shut down. Like,
yeah,
it was crazy. And then they shut down Disneyland the week after we were there. So we were there right as it was, I mean, not the week it closed, but the week before. And so this trip, even like, it just kind of, every time I think about it or go to scrapbook it or look at the pictures, it just kind of, I don't know, it made me happy, but also just made me sad, and it made me feel blessed that we had it. But like seeing because it was my whole family all together, my cousins, my brothers, their wives, all the kids, like my entire side of the family. It was like, and we don't do that very often these days. And then to go from that to like not being able to see any of those people who we had just had that trip with was really hard. And so I had a lot of anxiety dealing with looking at these pictures.
Right. Finetta mentioned that she had like 3 different trips. Let me see what she said, if I can get back to it.
And Britt, we're at 10 minutes now.
Okay, I'll save it. I was just putting a staple on.
I don't remember where, but it was fun places that she was going. And then she also said she already forgot the steps to cutting the Mickey head out. I'll have to rewatch and pause it constantly. Yes, I will make sure that I get that uploaded to YouTube tonight. And again, I'll have that as a free template in case you don't want to do a Mickey head on your own. You can just use the one I already did. So, and it'll have the custom shadows on it as well.
I think, let's see. I think, let's go down. My messy Dropbox. Nobody looked.
Cheryl, yes, I will share the pings. And I'm not talking to myself. That's Disney Cheryl.
But I really like where you took this layout too. I mean, It's just always so much fun to see like the two styles kind of combine and then what you do to each other.
I think tomorrow we need to start with you, though.
Okay. It'll be more of a challenge for you that way.
Yes, it will be. I'll be like, okay.
While it's uploading, I'll talk about something that I did. People probably saw me, but on these strips, I just went to point with my finger like you can see me. These strips right here, I just took all of the word strips from the kit and put them all together and merged them as one. So I turned them into these like tape kind of things.
Like, yeah, like a little paper strip.
And it almost looks like it was a paper that you cut out and matted down there.
It's a good idea.
I was going to blend it so it would go like it would. Oh, here, I'll turn off the layer style. I was going to like blend it so that it would just kind of go into the paper like that. But then I thought, oh, we'll make it a little paper instead. So you can do it either way.
Either way.
Good ideas.
Yeah, the colors are amazing.
They work well for the colors I dress my kids in. Actually, the whole jumping off point was based on a shirt. Yeah. One of my daughter's shirts. Not these ones, but it could have been these ones because it was pretty much the same color scheme.
You should show the image that we used kind of as inspiration because it was very inspiring. And I don't know how many times that I would text Britt. Like every time I opened it up, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is just so happy. Like the second I would open whatever I was working on, I'm like, I just feel happy just looking at these colors. And then the next day, I text her, I just feel so happy.
We'd walk away. We'd walk away from it and come back the next day and open it and be like, oh, so happy. So this was our like inspiration board that we started with.
Oh,
it was pretty like it's pretty much. Sometimes I look back on the inspiration board and I'm like, ooh, we really got off track there. But this one I think is pretty spot on.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh, so cute.
This right here is my daughter's shirt that she has a shirt with this graphic, this unicorn dream shirt. And so we used that as a jumping off point. So I sent Krista this graphic. Krista did the color scheme and then I was like, yep, perfect. And then I built all the little inspirations to go with it.
So cute.
And we totally had the same kind of wavelength and how it ended, like, from working at different.
From this, and then it kind of went toward like kind of a hippie vibe a little bit, which we didn't. I mean, you can see on this board that wasn't like in the origins really, but that's kind of just where it went, and that just was from us building on top of each other, I guess, because we never talked about that. It just sort of happened. So
yeah.
Back to a little behind the scenes there.
Okay.
Did you get it yet?
I did get it.
Monica said it was so fun to see our mood board, and we do always have a mood board.
Oh, wait.
As you can see, it's not like super professional. It's just like what we do just to get both of us like on the same track. And then because as Britt mentioned before, she works at night. I work during the day, so we don't always have each other to like play off of, And
nope.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and.
Somebody asked when the Star Wars kit is coming, Britt.
Oh man.
You want to say?
Should we spill the beans? Never. No, just kidding.
Oh my gosh. Everybody's like, yes, 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 yes.
Listen, you guys, I am all about it. I will do a Star Wars kit. Krista is the one who was like, all right. But this is how I felt with wizarding, right? Like, I just was like, okay, we'll do wizarding. And then I loved it and I fell in love. I feel like I truly fell in love with Harry Potter through creating that kit. Like, I liked Harry Potter before then, but like, I hard fell in love with Harry Potter making that kit. So,
well, I'd like to clarify because people are saying, Krista. No, I will. That was unfair. But I just want to say that I've never seen a Star Wars movie, and so that was my reluctance. And so I need to do that, and then Britt, you can say when we're gonna tackle that.
Yeah. So okay. So the plan is we'll release it for May the 4th. And you know what I've also been hearing people saying is this is the May, which is from Mandalorian, which I think is hilarious. So this is the May and May the 4th. That's when that's our plan, is for May the 4th. Because, you know, I mean, now I've been to Star Wars Land. That was the other problem, is we didn't want to make one before either one of us, at least one of us, had been to Star Wars Land.
Yeah,
now I
that's
feel
right.
like I've been to Star Wars Land. I've had my sabbatical of being heartbroken about Disney and the virus and everything being closed. Now we can get back to work.
Mhm.
Yes, May the 4th this year is our plan. So we'll go from this to that. That's our next big project, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I promise I'll watch one of the Star Wars. I have to, right?
Right.
Okay,
Someone's
well,
asking if we have met in person yet, Krista.
I know.
I know.
I was
we
gonna
haven't.
say the Muppets. I love them, and I was like, I know I created a layout, and I can't find it, and where is it? And I haven't posted yet because I didn't have the video ready. I'll pull it in real
So,
quick.
yeah, no, we have not met in person, which is hilarious, right?
I know.
It doesn't seem real that we haven't met in person. Like, I always forget that. Just because we
Yeah, it
talk
feels like we
so
have,
much. Yeah,
but sometime, who knows?
I know.
Aaron and I
Oh
were-
my
Oh,
goodness.
that is so cool. Look at that picture.
Oh, that
Can you
picture's
zoom
amazing.
Zoom in, Cheryl. Zoom in at the picture.
Yeah.
I was
I
feeling
love it.
sassy.
Yeah.
I love the Miss Piggy. It was great.
Is so
And I
cute.
love your titling, how you did the Miss Piggy magic and all the snips on the side.
Yeah.
When did you do that, Paige?
Let's see.
When did
When did I
movies
make
come
it?
out? Been a couple years now?
February 1st. I made this February 1st, and that tells you how far behind I am on posting things.
Well, it's adorable.
Yeah.
It is.
So cute. Okay, I think I'm going to just do this one last thing, so you don't need to turn the timer on, and then we'll give out the freebie link after I stop the recording.
Okay.
But I thought this might make a good title, and I'm just going to give a little warning that if you do, make sure it's a smart object, that you convert it to a smart object if you're going to make it bigger. You don't want to lose your pixels. So,
Well, I do want to say, as a designer, if you are printing this 12 by 12, I mean, technically, when you print it 12 by 12, and if it was not created at that, it might be fuzzy. So if you go close in, and if you make it bigger, it might be fuzzy. But I mean, to each his own. I mean, I've definitely made items bigger before too. So,
Yeah, same.
just so you understand that.
okay, so we'll try this, and then of course,
I do love that.
this is your family, so you do as you ultimately see
No, I
fit.
love it. It's so
Love it
cute.
too.
I realized we didn't have a title, and I was like, oh, sure, we'll do a title.
Right? It's so cute. Totes Adorbs. All right, did I cover up anything? No. Just
One
some
thing we do
stickers.
have in common, Cheryl, that you and I have that I think Krista probably doesn't have in her scrappy style is I do love a good tilt on everything. Like not everything, but like I like to tilt word strips and tilt, and
Yeah.
I think Chris is more everything straight.
Yeah.
And of course,
I
for
would
this, I would do the little custom shadows, so it looks like you put some little foam dots up underneath here.
Cute. So I think shadow work is really what makes a digital layout look like it goes from like good, like it's so cute, but it like when you see a layout that you're like, whoa, like I swear 9 times out of 10, the reason you have that reaction is because someone worked real hard on their shadows.
Yeah. I
Or
agree.
like at least went the extra mile. I am not always a good example of.
Sometimes it is not worth it. Sometimes it is not worth it. I will tell you, I wouldn't do a custom shadow on this paper because the shadow is going to be on black and you're not going to really, your eyes are going to view it. But I would do a custom shadow for the black paper because you would then see it underneath here. And then I would probably just zoom in and use the little smudge, I think it's what it's called.
Yep.
Yep, smudge tool, and just kind of make it look a little bit like you used. Oh, we're moving slow. Sorry.
And Britt, I think we both used to love shadowing when we were full on digi scrapbookers. And I think both of our styles have just changed over time.
Yep.
Well, it always helps if you do the right paper, Cheryl. I was down here trying to.
Working?
Yeah, I was over here. You'll really see it on this one. So if I had limited time and I had to choose what to do, I would go down here and make it look like I used wet glue.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, honestly, I have never done that, what you just did.
Yeah.
Never even one time.
Yep, and I also have a freebie action that does that. So
Lisa asked, what does it mean to make a smart object? Do you want to show her that?
Well, mine always come in, always pull everything in as a smart object. So
yeah, somebody else also said she doesn't know what you just did with the smudge tool. So go back to that as well. So smart object and then smudge tool.
Okay, I'm gonna table smart object so I don't sound ignorant, and I will tell you how, if it's available, PSE, PSCC, how to get it. Get the items in your program, and I will include that in the thread in the forum, and I'll share it in the Facebook group as well. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add this paper layer. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so you can see the shadow better. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in, and right now you see, magical, fun, memories, happy, and you see one straight line of shadow, which is fine. But if you stare at paper pages like I tend to do, I like to imitate some of the effects they get when they photograph, and sometimes, it's inside in a light box, sometimes it's outside, so they'll get different funky shadows, so I like to play with those. But I just separate the shadow from the layer using that effects button, right-clicking it and pressing create layer. And then I'm going over to my toolbar over to the side. About halfway down, there's a finger. You may see it look like the blur tool, so a little teardrop, the sharpen tool, it's a triangle, and then the smudge tool. And I usually just pick from the general brushes a soft round for this, and then I kind of make it a little bigger than I need because I don't want any hard edges, and I'll show you in a second why you wouldn't want to do that. But you just kind of get your brush on the bottom here, and you just kind of start pushing up, and you can see that shadow starts disappearing.
Because basically what the smudge tool does to any layer is it's as if your layer was wet or something, and you could smudge it around.
Right.
So
say I used a hard round brush, it's gonna look like that, which is not pleasant.
A smudge kind of pushes, smudges it around.
Yep. So it will depend on what brush you choose. So I would go just your general brushes in your program. A soft round pressure opacity seems to work best for me, and then go from there. Okay, I did want to share. I'm going to close that off again. I do have a action for that. I'm going to create the layer. You just click on the drop shadow, and I have a paper warping layer, and you just click on it and press play, and it automatically starts doing that for you. Sometimes though it gets a little fuzzy. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did you do it more than once or just one time?
I did it twice.
Oh, okay.
because I wanted a little more depth there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and
See.
that looks so realistic from this
Yeah.
view.
Yeah.
Like it
I
was
seriously
actually.
always go away from these scraps feeling like such a imposter. Like I just like you
Oh
just,
my gosh, y'all make me feel that way with your collection. Like, how did they design all that?
well, I don't know how you like I've literally never done this smudge thing or a wave thing. So I'm amazed right now. And I always learn something every time we do these. And I've been scrapping I've been scrapping in Photoshop for like, you know, what, 15 years? I don't know, forever.
Yeah. I learn things all the time, believe me. And then I'm like, why was I doing it that whole hard way? Like when I was doing the cutouts for the Mickey head, I was thinking in my head, I bet Krista and Britt are going, oh my God, Cheryl, why are you doing it the hard way?
Nope. I would have done it the same way. I was exactly how I would have done it. So
All right.
And this is why I love like scrap meetings like this, because everybody learns from each other. You know, like there's so much to absorb here.
right.
All right.
And
I'm going to
with this
stop
hobby,
the
especially, it's not like
recording.
there's like some class that tells everyone how to do it the exact right way. You know, we're all
Right.
self-taught. So
All right. I'm going to stop the recording so we can give out the freebie. Thanks for coming tonight. And I'll say goodbye to my recording peeps.
Bye.
Farewell.